Okay, so yes, please do the honors so that we can actually start the podcast.
Shut up, Abhi.
This is how we do our classes, apparently. Why? Also for me.
Before the start of the recording, I was saying, this will be a live test, and I don't know if you're capable of opening it.
Every day is a test at Lead.
Also opening bottles. And drinking.
Well, first of all, cheers.
Enjoy.
That's a perfect way to start.
So
a podcast.
people also will hear us drinking.
Exactly. And the whole thing. Okay, guys.
That's good.
So let's start the podcast. Today we have Miss Bianca Mancuso.
Your special guest.
Yeah, nice, very special guest. I think we met 1 year ago.
Kind of. Not 1 year, last October.
Last October, yeah.
September, yeah.
That's
not
strange.
That year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems that it has more time.
Exactly.
More than
yeah.
a year.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We know for a long time.
Yeah, it is.
But in fact, if I'm right, you actually came to Lead many moons ago because you did the preparation for first.
Yeah, for first, also simple course for improving my English, after for the certification for the B1, and after for the B2,
Exactly.
B2 plus, and then SAT.
Exactly. And then we met for SAT. And today, of course, and then at the end of the day, you also had an eventual success, and the performance at SAT was finally, a show of all the things that you did during.
Yes. I was also not expecting that result, as you know.
Exactly.
But yes, it was my biggest goal of the year, and I achieved it. So I'm happy about it.
Exactly. So today, this is what I want to discuss, because I think a lot of people who are going to sort of attempt SAT in the future, especially from Classico, I think they can learn a lot from their senior, Bianca Mancuso.
Yeah, so SAT is one of the biggest things that you will go through if you decide to take it, if you do the Liceo Classico in Siena, because as you know, if you do the Liceo Classico is so difficult. You have to study a lot, many subjects, and also you study literature in Italian. So the thing is trying to improve Italian, Greek, Latin, and at the same time improving your English, your mathematics, your also logical and critical thinking in English might be a bit difficult. So it's important to try to combine both things.
Nice. Yeah, actually, this was also one of the things I wanted to discuss. Classico.
I know what you're gonna say, but I will agree.
So, I mean, what do you think? I understand, I meet people from all the schools, but you having been in Classic for such a long time.
Yeah, I finished it.
Yeah. So you finished it now.
Yeah.
Actually, you're done with the school life.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
So, but tell me, what do you really think Classico and its relevance in 2023?
So I have
Maybe a little.
Yeah. So my experience has two phases. We have the lighter phases from the Liceo Classico because of even the subject that you study. If you like them, you're interested in them, they're cool. I would sound a bit nerdy, but even Greek literature, Latin literature, if you really interested in it, you will come to know a new word, and also come to understand how our contemporary word works from understanding the ancient word. Because as we know, Latin, Romance, and Greek even also had an important impact in our society and our also values, etc. But on the other hand, is the thing that I did not enjoy it a lot was the method of the Liceo Classico, from many aspects. The first one was the fact that is not that good coordinated as it should be. It's a school very complicated, very like also full of like small details in what you're studying. So it should be really, really coordinated, as well as the number of subjects and things you're supposed to know, from Greek grammatics, Latin grammatics, etc. So that's the thing that I did not agree with.
Exactly. And then
also because the interest in English, like school is not interested in English. We have in Siena, as we know, the Liceo Scientifico with the division in the traditional one and the international one. The only school in Siena with a bit of attention in English is the international one, and I think that all the schools should have this interest in English. And Liceo Classico does not have it at all.
In fact, if I'm not wrong, you are one of the few people who actually can speak very well English. I mean, you can, and of course, the lead has been a big part of the whole process.
Yeah, of course.
But then before that, I think, I don't know, 2 years ago, you still were going to UK and everything. But then still, I think most of the people who I meet from Liceo Classico, they do not really speak English.
No, they do not speak. Also because they do not know even grammatics, because you study grammatics the first 2 years and then you start just doing literature, which is okay, because English literature is really it's important, interesting. But then there is not like the weekly hour where you improve your English. So how you're supposed to study literature while you're not improving your English?
Okay. Well, so I think I would also like to start with giving some background of who you are, as in maybe, because I think, I don't know, I suppose people from Classico are going to watch it, okay, and your juniors. So they would like to know who Miss Bianca is, you know. I think some people might know you, but then, you know, others might not. In my understanding, couple of things. I know that you have done dance for a long time.
Yes.
I know that you like art. I know that your Instagram profile is full of artistic pictures. And I know you like to travel. And what other things would you like to talk about? Like tell, you know, just so that people can associate themselves with you.
So, okay, as you heard, Abhi, I'm a person who is really interested in many things. Like, I fell in love with everything I do. So the first thing which who I fell in love with was dancing, and also the relationship between dance and school, especially the Liceo Classico, was really, really difficult. I loved all my like teachers, etc., but it was difficult to combine the both things, like combining school and external experiences, which are so much important, like as studying Greek and Latin, which are so important, are at the same level. And I think that our schools in general in Italy are not giving the right importance to this
extracurricular activities.
Yeah, which is so important. I think that I grew a lot while I was doing the exchange in the UK, while I was traveling because of dance, but not because I wasn't studying, so I was funny. I'm not studying. It's just because it's life experience. So both are important, and the school should sustain and also improve like people in doing this kind of stuff.
Nice. And so apart from dance, is there any other activity that you really put yourself into?
I put myself into piano, but many years ago. Then I stopped because I had to decide between dance and piano.
And you stopped dance. Why did you stop dance?
Why did I stop dance? It's a nice question. It was a trauma stopping dancing. But I stopped dance because of relationship between school and dance, and especially because of COVID, because I got into peri dance like a month, kind of like I was supposed to go there 1 month, try it, and then decide if to go to study dance there. And also I was supposed to do like a provino to get into the school like properly.
Like trials and all.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got into, came COVID. I was a bit like confused also because dance, mental health are not going really good together. So I stopped because of COVID. I gave up. Then I started to dance again after COVID, but it was just kind of a trauma. So now I'm trying to figure it out how to bring this part of me with me while I'm not dancing.
Exactly. So, well, I mean, you talked about how, I mean, it's too much for the mental health aspect, you know?
Yeah.
So, like there's so many things that you're doing, you know? You try to be healthy, I know that you like going to gym,
Yes.
you like to have a healthy lifestyle, you like to have, also your dad likes to have like healthy food habits and everything, you know? So everything is there. You have to manage that. You have to manage your social life. You're fairly popular, so you have to manage that.
not that much. Huh?
Then you had your dance, then you had your SAT preparation, you had classical. You are kind of a nerd as well. She was like, oh, maybe I sound like a nerd. You are a nerd. I mean, you got like really good score. I
now
know
I
because
sound crazy. Like people will be like, ma quando le hai fatto tutte queste cose?
Exactly. So that's my question. Like, how do you do all of this? And how did you manage it mentally? Like, you know, from a mental health angle.
Okay, that's a difficult question also. So the first thing that in life helped me to manage my life was first dancing before coming to Lit, because dance is a really difficult, it's not just a sport, it's something that teaches you how to be in life, how to show up to people, how to everything. Like your person, how you look to people is really important, like your education, your values, your discipline, everything. So this helped me a lot. In fact, when I stopped dancing for the first time, my life went a bit messed up. So I had to take everything again in my hand and organize again my life, because stopping a thing that helps you to organize everything might give you some issues and difficulties. And the other thing was coming to Lit helped me a lot, both mentally and in life, especially because of the SAT and especially because of Abhi, both SAT and mental health, because Abhi really knows how, I don't know, this year my head was not fucked up, but we can say that. But he helped me a lot to understand what was important in life, what should I put apart, and really SAT teach me what was important for me and where to put my effort.
Yeah. I think I said this probably in the first class itself, no, that SAT is like the Olympics of exams at your level. Yeah. And that means you have to be an Olympian, and that means you need to be ready for sacrifices. And we talked about sacrifices the first class, I think, just about the mental health of yours, the things that you're doing and how many sacrifices you have to make, and if you're ready to do it. And if not, you don't want to prepare for that.
Yes. I remember the first time that we saw each other, we were in the other room.
Yeah.
I sat and you were like, how are you? How do you think this is gonna change your life? We did not talk about SAT in general. We had a 2 hours conversation. We talked about mental health for all the time, and then the last few minutes about SAT.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the first thing is how you approach to stuff, and this was the first thing that we talked about, and the first thing that changed my approach to studying, especially, and also to mathematics, because as you know, I'm not that good in mathematics.
What's the square of 15?
15?
Yeah.
I don't remember it. I did my SAT.
Yeah. I fuck it after that. No, but no, I completely agree. I think I've seen you coming a long distance. I mean, not just in the preparation of mathematics or SAT, but also as a person, who you are, how you have been sort of managing your school, because I know that I have a couple of teachers, some of your teachers as students for me, or I know them, so they also talked about you as being very good, and I think it talks a lot about your mental health journey, how you have been able to do all of these things, because I think SAT is just like any difficult thing in your life, so it makes you see who you really are.
Yes.
you know. And that's what I love about these exams, because it's, or like competitive dance, you were not just dancing, you're dancing at a level. So that means, you know, you learn a lot about who you are. You have to face reality. That's the same thing that happens in such exams like SAT, GMAT. And I think that's what you have learned. And I'm quite proud of how you have evolved and you have changed, because, you know, honestly speaking, at the start you were kind of fragile, you know, as like the state where we met.
Yes.
And I was like, and I asked you, like, are you ready for all of this? And I liked when you said, yeah. And then you talked about dance. And that was one thing which gave me confidence, that you were like, you know, I've done dance for 10 years. I've pushed myself a lot and I know how to push myself. I know I'm starting from a very bad level, because, I mean, you know, at classical, you don't have so much math. And you're like, you know, I'm not that good at it. So I will start from zero, but I'll build myself from here, which you did. And the next couple of months, and we had so many like crazy kinds of classes where we were fighting.
Conversations.
Yeah, exactly. And I think those conversations really helped us also to know each other.
Yeah. We also argued a lot. Like really.
Exactly.
I cried so many times because of Abhi.
In a good way, you know, in a cathartic way.
Yeah. Let's say this.
But I think definitely, I think SAT can really change your life. Just in this, I mean, SAT is just an exam. Who fucking cares? It's just an exam.
It's how you take it, how you approach it.
Exactly.
If you take it seriously, not about just the calculations, about what you want to get, how you will be ready to react to the result. I remember that you said, are you ready to fail everything in life? And I was like, yes, I am.
Yeah, which at the start probably you weren't. But yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, it's never about the exam. It's about who you are. When you go to the exam center, you just want to do your best. And that's all. Whatever happens, fucking who cares? But at the end of the day, if you have put enough effort for enough amount of time, then good things happen, which is what happened with you. But I know I've already said that, and it might just sound a bit repetitive. But seriously, I think what I've seen you in terms of your mental calculations, you know, it improved. I could see that, you know, you were just moving your hands and it's like, yeah, then that goes there and then divide and this and then the answer, which was something which initially you were like, what the fuck is it?
Yeah.
You know,
I was
how
like,
am I gonna do?
how is 2 + 2?
Yeah,
That
exactly.
was my level. Not
Yeah, I mean, like it was really at a sort of basic, simple stuff was becoming a bit difficult. But I think towards the end, you were just, I remember in one of the classes, so it was here, I was with someone else, and she said, like, can I just sit in the class? Because it was another SAT class happening now.
Yeah,
and,
we were with Giovanni, I think.
Yeah. And you were just sitting there and you're like, you know, I'll just sit there. I won't say anything. And I'm having the whole thing. And she would just sort of tell me the answer verbally. I mean, I'll just write the question and then
it was
she's just
so
like,
funny to do it. And
and
you're like, yes.
Fuck. Exactly. So I think, and it was crazy. I think that those days would also give you a confidence of like, you know, I have actually done something which I didn't think I could.
Yeah.
And I think that changes your life. That changes, you know, the confidence that you have.
Yeah. Also how you see yourself and how you're proud of yourself. Like you have another confidence also with your mind. Like when I started, I was like, I'm not capable of doing math and anything. And this was my issue. And yeah, I didn't care that much of it, but it was an issue. I like to know things. So starting to look at like the wall and knowing the question was like, yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Abhi was surprised the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. But I think, tell me about this. So yeah, because you know that Sarah and others also keep shouting at me that you can't be so strict with people. So what do you think? What do you think? How, I mean, as a student, you know, you coming from that side, you're going to classical, you're coming here, you know, you are meeting different kinds of teachers. What do you think? What is the right approach? Should one be strict? Should one be friendly? Should one be, I don't know, firm but friendly? I know I'm the perfect example of a teacher. But what would you say? What's good for you as a student?
So you actually you are my best teacher that I had, like in general in life, and and in teaching like math in general. But the first thing that I felt was that you were like firm, you were strict, but at the same time you was interested in what was going in my mind, because you felt and you knew that the first thing is, if your mind is not okay, everything will be fucked up.
Exactly.
Everything.
Exactly.
So the most important thing is being okay with yourself, with your mental health. Then you can do everything. Like, for example, I remember we were supposed to do a lesson. I came and my face was like dead. I was like kind of dead, and you were like, Bianca, ma cosa hai fatto? And I was like, Abhi, I'm not okay. And you said, okay.
Che cazzo hai fatto?
See, yeah, I wanted to like seem a bit
exactly.
kinder.
Nice. Okay.
And I was like, Abhi, I feel like shit. And you were like, okay, come home. We moved the lesson. You can't do a lesson like this.
Yeah. Go home.
Go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing, because if your mind is not okay, you can't just put calculations in your head.
Exactly. Yeah. I think this is something that we try to do here all the time. We see also Sarah and everyone here. I think I've also said this to the team at all times. Like, we are a school, but before school we are before business we are a school. Yes. So it's our responsibility to make sure that all of our students are okay in their head. And we don't have to keep pushing them when they are not ready for it. And I think one other thing which I feel quite sort of sad is most of the teachers, they don't try to understand who their student is, and that's where the communication issue happens. We need to know that you like to spend time on TikTok, and what was the other thing that we are supposed to do?
Be real.
Be real. So after this we are going to do a be real. And
yes.
Yeah. All right. And okay, now tell me one other thing. Like, let's sort of drill down into SAT. Okay, so when you talk about SAT, I think because you were one of the people, I think, who have done the things in a right way. Okay, and I think where you started and where you ended was like a big difference. Okay, it doesn't matter where you were. Okay, I know people who start at level which is above you. Okay, because they studied math. Okay, that was a part of their fucking life. Okay? It wasn't a part of your life. No. So I know the journey that you made was ridiculous. Okay, so that's why I want to understand. Like, imagine, this is that part of the video. We'll sort of cut and put it. Just like your tips on everything from, let's say, the study routine, what you had, the challenges you faced, the sacrifices you made. The support system you had, something like that. So let's start with study routine. What was your study routine? Okay,
study routine. First tip: everyone has his study routine. It's not a universal thing. It's not a everyday thing. Every day you have a new, I think, like study approach.
Okay.
Because it depends on your mental health. So if you wake up and you're like, fuck, my head is not going now, go on a walk. Like, do not study. If you just approach to study while you're not okay, you won't be able to study.
You just waste time.
Yeah. You will waste time and you will be frustrated, frightened.
That you haven't understood much. Like, yeah. So like when you're not feeling good and you're trying to study, you don't do good and you're like, oh fuck, I'm stupid.
Yeah.
So better just go for a fucking walk, come back.
Go to a fucking walk, go to gym, go to a talk. I don't know, go to smoke a cigarette, go to do everything.
Yeah.
Do not smoke.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. No smoking. Okay. Go to the gym.
Go to the gym.
I think be real. I think what you have been able to do, in my understanding, that the breaks that you take are for good things. I know that you would like to go and bake something good, something healthy, like some, I don't know, protein muffin or something like that. Okay. And you would go to gym as a part of your break. So I think it's important to take breaks. It's important when you're not feeling good, do something.
Yes.
So you should have kind of a couple of things in your age and with you which you can do, which are good for you and are also a break.
Yes, the first thing is take care of yourself. The first thing that I understood about SAT is that I wasn't completely taking care of myself. If you take care of your health, of your mental health, of your brain, of your skin, of everything, of what you're eating, everything, you will start also to feel what you're studying deeply.
Nice. Very well
And
said.
yeah, and the second tip is you have to go through things. You have to study, you have to face up the book, you have to say, okay, on the other hand, I took care of my mental health, now I have to study.
Yeah.
It's not easy, okay?
Exactly.
It's not completely easy. Yeah, you have to also force yourself sometimes.
Yeah.
So first thing, okay, mental health. Second thing, once your mental health is okay, go through it, face up with it. Then at the beginning will be so difficult, then you will get used to it. And when you will get used to it, be really patient and pay attention to do not like fall down in stupid stuff like relationship. Abhi wanted to talk about relationships.
Exactly. Yeah. So like when we talk about sacrifices and relationships, what do you say?
Yeah, we talk about it. And what I would like to say is that relationship like are not like all the time like negative in this kind of like journeys, mental journeys. But if your mind is still like a baby mind, like mine, because I'm young, I would say I'm young. You should be really trying to do an SAT and have a relationship, because at one time you have to like choose between the two.
Exactly.
You're forced to it.
Yeah.
And that's why
the problem is at this point, the people are watching, there'll be a couple of those guys or girls, they're like, no, my guy or my girl is like really supportive of me and is like completely available and all of that.
no one is supportive. No one.
Exactly. I'm not saying that your partner is not good, okay? Definitely not
It's
saying.
normal to be jealous.
Yeah, because
really normal.
SAT is going to be your new partner, the preparation.
Yeah.
Because that's going to take a lot of time. It has to be the center of your life, and the other person is going to feel left out. So of course that person is not going to be that supportive. So if possible, do not enter into a serious relationship when you're preparing. This is what I said.
If you not feel enough strong and capable of saying to a person, no, now I have to study, now I have to do this. You don't have any kind of like, I don't know, power in telling me what to do and stressing me.
Exactly.
Do not do it.
Yeah. Because
If you
I think the part which you were just saying, like I'm sorry to cut you, but like
no problem.
like you have to go through the questions, you have to push yourself. At that point what happens is, if you have a partner or someone, sometimes you just look for them, right?
Yes.
But you have to be in that fucking darkness. You have to find that solution. You have to go through it. You don't know how to solve it. Like how many times I told you also, I don't care, you have to give me the answer. And like, I don't know how to do it. I don't care. We have done the concept. You have to
You're
just find
supposed
the
to know it.
Yeah. And then you're giving me like 4 pages of calculations. Like, I don't fucking understand. Where's the mistake? I was like, oh, there's a mistake. There's a mistake. You find out. And you did. And I think that teaches you a lot when you go through that process.
Yeah, because it moves you to not just studying, not just solving the problem, but understanding what you're doing wrong.
Exactly.
In life and in the exercises, it also gives you another perspective on the critical thinking about yourself. So, okay, this is what I'm doing. It's correct or not? Let's move it like
backwards and then think about it. Exactly, because you have to face up to the question, because this is what is going to happen during the exams.
Yeah, of course, because if you're a genius, you will get the answer at the first try.
Yeah.
If you're not, and we're humans, you should like go backwards to your question and be sure that you did correctly.
Okay, so let's start also about the SAT structure and how did you manage that?
Okay, so as we know, the SAT is divided into parts: reading and mathematics. It changed. It's funny to talk about this. The SAT was structured in a kind of way, and I started to study for the SAT, that kind of structure for the SAT. And then one day I came to school and Abhi was like, Bianca, we're a bit fucked up. The SAT changed completely and we don't know how it is. We don't know. We don't have any kind of PDF and exercises. We don't have anything. So let's go through it with exclusion, what it should not be like. And I was like,
wow. That's crazy day.
Pain,
I remember.
completely pain.
Yeah. Because,
now,
and,
go.
and then like we sort of, it went on to online mode right now just for sort of outside US. So you guys had to attempt an exam which you didn't know how to attempt the exam. So, and then for like a brief period, we didn't have much information. But then I think we still went ahead and we were like, okay, they're not going to change it completely. The questions would be sort of similar. So yeah, so now how did you approach them?
So I was saying it's divided in two parts, and the first SAT, not the new one, was divided in these two parts. And the first part, you had to read like these long tests and then answer to questions about comprehension, as we have it in Italian now. We're a bit used to, especially people from the Liceo Classico, understanding ratings, etc. Then the second part was mathematics. Really was also really long, like in the timing. You had like 25 minutes plus 45, kind of, if I remember correctly. Then they renew it, and this was my like salvation because the ratings were smaller. You had like less time. This was the first part, like put me in a bit of stress. And the mathematics was not easier, but the division, the approach that you were supposed to give to it was a bit easier. So at the end, it was a kind of success.
So, well, I don't think it was easier. Okay. It's just that she was confident by the time the change happened, the new stuff came out. So now you start feeling that it's easier. I think reading section, I guess it was shorter. So that's sort of good. I don't think math section was easier, but I think you were just very well prepared by that time. Respect to, when we started in the first one. Yeah. So, I think that's definitely there. But one second, one of the bit when you're talking about sacrifice, is there any other sacrifice that you had to make apart from not having relations, not going out, I suppose, so much?
Kind of, yeah. Depends.
What else?
Also gym at one point. I stopped gym at one point. I also at one point stopped eating that much good. But this was my issue because at one point it was my first real exam experience. So yeah, I was like, okay, now I'm going to do everything. Now I'm going to gym. Now I'm going to study. Now I'm going to eat healthy. Now I'm going to take care of my mental health. At one point, if you have to put all your effort in one thing, if you're still like a baby, like if you have still a baby brain, I sacrificed a bit of things. Also, Abhi saw me that I was going like crazy. Like late night, we were having lesson. He was like, Bianca, you should rest 1 second.
Yeah.
You look so fucked up. But that's also my thing because I'm a perfectionist. We can say this.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if I have to do something, I want to do it like perfectly.
Yeah. I think that's also one of the learning that probably, of course it's you're just 19.
Still in process.
Exactly. So it's like a lot has to, you have to learn a lot. But definitely I think this is one thing that you have to improve a lot, but you have improved a lot as well. Because at the start you were really rigid about things. And I would say so many times, like, you need to relax a little bit in these things. You need to focus on this thing, and you're not getting everything. You're not going to be where you want to be and all of that. So I think those demons in your own head is something you have to kind of fight.
Face up with your knowledge also.
Exactly. But one other thing, when you're talking about how in the middle at some point, my goodness, I didn't think Aperol also has alcohol as a like.
That's why you're an alcoholic.
This is my student. This is how much respect I have in the classes.
It's just Bianca.
Yeah. I know. I was saying that I think at one point you're talking about knowing how much you know and something similar. So I think it's important to know and respect your own limits or limits of your knowledge.
Yes.
Because otherwise, if you keep saying yes, and I know it when you don't really know it, it's like...
I remember that we argued a lot about this because you was like 10 p.m. lesson, tired, gym, school, after all of everything. Abhi was asking me something, and I was like, yeah. And he was like, you understood? I was like, yeah. Tell me what you understood. I was like, no, Abhi. No, and that's your problem, you said.
Exactly.
You have to face up with what you don't know.
Yeah. And I think it's a phase, you have to go through that phase in your head.
And if you go through that phase in your head, everything will be easier.
Exactly, because
accept your limits.
Yeah. I mean, you know that, okay, I don't know this thing, because a lot of times we convince ourselves to know stuff which we don't fucking know.
Also, I felt this while I was, for example, reading in English. I was like, yeah, that's what I'm reading. I know it. Then we were correcting like the SAT reading, and Sara was like, Bianca, ma cosa hai capito da quello che hai letto? And I was like, yeah, I thought I was reading that. No.
Exactly.
You should pay more attention.
Yeah. I mean, of course, there's going to be a couple of people who are watching who are probably the opposite, who feel they know lesser than they know. But of course, you need to know who you are. Okay.
That's the main point.
Exactly. So you need to understand what's your real situation, what's your limit. If your limit is way ahead, then push. But if your limit is not there, don't push, learn, and then try to figure out a way to push. I mean, our real final aim is definitely to push. Okay, now, again, talking about drilling down to the SAT, tell me the last day. How were you feeling? And the day of the exam, how were you feeling? How did you manage that part?
So, from this perspective, I'm really fortunate because I have my mom. My mom is like one of my greatest supporters in general, like with dancing. She was the one who was getting me everywhere. She's really rigid and strict, but she was the one who really supported me a lot in everything. And the most important thing that I should recommend, and what my mom recommended me, was the day before, just relax. This day won't change anything. Don't study. Like, even like the 2 days before, it's not important to study. If you feel like not sure, like rewatch some mistakes, some like details, but not feel like I don't know anything. Don't go through things, because as before an exam, you will be like, oh, non ricordo niente. This is what I felt also before my oral test for the final high school test.
Nice.
La famosa maturità.
Yeah. La famosa maturità.
Yes. Abhi doesn't know how to talk in Italian, like the accent.
Non è vero.
Yeah, your problem is the accent.
My God, non è. Oddio, ma che dici? Secondo me.
Secondo me. So, as I was saying,
like she would put me down in ways in which probably I can't really help, So when I'm like, I think this calculation is ma che fai? And it's like, ma Abhi, what the fuck are you saying? Don't speak to me in Italian, okay? Your accent is shit. I was like, this is your way to sort of take the revenge and like to vindicate yourself.
Yeah. And so I took my SAT in Firenze, Florence. I came there like the night before. So rest. The first day you have to rest. You have to sleep good. You have to eat good. Do not eat shit. Do not drink. Do not even smoke. Anything. Just relax. Try to like put a focus in. Yeah, visualize what you're gonna do tomorrow. That's what Abhi said to me the day before. Close your eyes. Visualize you in that moment. What you're gonna do. Visualize the time, and the most important thing is do not go in pain through and during the exam. This was not a problem for me because, as I said, I did dance, so I was already prepared of being in like in this kind of situation where in like 1.5 minutes you should like express all your capabilities.
Yeah.
So exactly. I was already excited to it, but it was the day before, and also how you feel about yourself. Do not go like, oh no, I won't be capable of it, anything. You're going there, you're going to do as much as you can, you learn, you studied. This is who you are. You should be grateful where you are, how you feel. Exactly. But also gratefulness is a really important thing about the journey.
And that's why it's a long journey. Like, when people come to me like 20 days before the exam, they're like, Abhi, like, teach me SAT. And I was like,
it's not about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, I'll teach. I mean, I can talk about the math and etc. those skills. Yeah, but then there's so much more. There's so much, like, the right way of studying is everywhere. I mean, in everything, in it may be a sport, it may be an art, or it may be studies, academics, or whatever. There's a journey. You need to take the whole journey. You need to go through it. You need to feel who you are while you are on that journey. And then at the end of the day, you'll arrive at that exam hall and you'll be prepared. The day before, I completely agree. We talked about it so long that the day before exam, you're not going to, move mountains. You know it, you don't know it. You're not going to study one day SAT. It's not a small school exam which you can study till the last fucking second.
That's why also Italian culture change. As we know, I think a lot of girls that we watch know the TV series Gossip Girl. I was watching it, and in the first season, students and second year of school started students to studying for the SAT. They're already prepared and they know what to do. They know that they have to study that. It's not like a little duration.
Exactly. I mean, they prepare for a long time, and that's why when you see, I remember one of the guys who was preparing SAT. He was like, yeah, Abhi, see, I mean, I see these people in the TV series, they have an amazing life and then they score good in SAT. This is all bullshit. Yeah. I was like, I mean, to an extent, yes, of course, it's a movie or a TV series, but they also have 3 years or 4 years to study SAT, because they start taking first SATs when they're in 3 years or 4 years before the exam. So they already know, okay, this is my fucking level. I have to improve one step at a time. And hence it's a different process. I mean, they're more informed about it, which is what is a sad thing that, we met still. I mean, of course, we still had a couple of months, but imagine if we had met a year before. I mean, your life would have been easier, you would have gone easily much better. And then I think you would have sacrificed lesser. Everything would have been a little bit better, I suppose.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think that's definitely there. It's a journey which should be taken, and it should be respected as an exam, and you should take enough amount of time for it. And okay, then one last thing. What about the value of support system?
What do you mean?
Like people in your life. Did you have, or would you hope? Imagine, I don't know, if you had the chance to have a better support system in terms of, I don't know, people, what would you want?
Think, people that support you, but even stay near to you in this kind of journeys are angels. I was so mean while I was studying. That I would say it's okay if someone was like, Bianca, calm down. I would say, okay, I'm grateful for that. People that supported me, even if I was kind of going crazy for this study, are really, really angels. From my best friends to my parents to everything, because it's a really stressful thing. It's a really stressful thing that let you also feel a bit empty in other aspects of life.
Exactly.
So if you have support, feel grateful of it. Do not say, oh, you're not supporting me enough.
Yeah.
People are not supposed to support you. Even if people are near to you, it's okay. You should be grateful for it.
Exactly. I think very well said that when you are preparing for such kind of exams, you're so stressed that you might not be a very pleasant person to be around. Yeah. So if at that time you do have people, hopefully it's not your boyfriend or a girlfriend. If it's your parents, if it's your friends, I think it's a nice thing. You should be grateful, because gratefulness is something, that definitely helps you to become a better person, to become more, more at peace with yourself.
Happier also.
Yeah. And so I think at the end of the day, I can say that SAT is sort of a journey which is also inside you as well as, external to you. So it sounds a little more philosophical, no?
Yeah. You also said that you don't like philosophy.
Exactly. I didn't say that.
No, you said it.
Well, we are drinking, so we can be philosophers right now.
Okay.
Well, so final advice for someone who is preparing for SAT, what would you say?
Start as before as you can. Start. Since the first year of high school, start studying for the SAT. because you have more time to understand yourself. Also, you will feel like better in your life in general if you start to feel like the approach. You will also be happier. Like also the passage from like the teenage to the adult age is really difficult. So also taking tests during this age really puts you on like put you in like to face up all your issues. So start as like from the first year start to study, even like one hour each week. Let's start.
Exactly. I think one thing that we touched upon is that SAT preparation, at least like how we do the preparation thing, it also gives you a lot of structure of life, and that's why when you say, you know, from first year itself it will help you into adolescence, it's the structure which we talked about it in the schools. It's not really taught that much because of course we know that our education system is all fucked up right now.
Also like I came to face up with many other teacher, not even in my school, in general. It was like, I don't care about all the stuff outside, and I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, what?
So
you're preparing your students for their future.
Not just some subjects. Their subjects are going to prepare him for life, for what he's going to study. You should push them to study for their life, like everything, from sport, from SATs, from tests, from English certifications, other language certification, everything. You should push people to do other things also out of school, also to drive a license. That did not pass, but we know this. But teachers should care about this, and also the idea of SATs, the idea of, it's not just about the SAT, it's just about being interested in your future in university. Because you will be like more aware of what you want to do.
More aware and also feel happier, because you will not like feel like the last year of school,
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. And the last year of high school is really difficult.
Exactly.
So if you arrive to the last year and you're ready not to know what to do, but you have kind of like choices, ways, it will be easier for your mental health. You will also could go out more, have fun more, have party. It's just about that.
For example, we have talked about this now, that probably we'll start preparing for GMAT now, because we have talked about what's her plan at the end of this bachelor's. So I think this is like one learning she has got. She's going to use it in her own life. I hope someone else outside is also going to do this. Then what about one other tip? So one other final advice for the people. As we talked about, you know, you do a lot of things at the same time. So again, there are other people, many of us, you know, who would like to do a lot of things and still not go fucking crazy. So what would you say? What would be the right way to put them together? Is it not doing all the things? Is it not being perfectionist? Or what is it? Not sleeping?
It is not doing everything. Of course, you can't study a lot.
Everything.
Yeah, you can do everything. You cannot study a lot of math in 1 week and not eating sugar. You need sugar. Your brain needs sugar. Like I remember the day of the SAT, I took so many pockets of sugar, coffee, then I was feeling like to throw up after it. Sometimes, you have to sacrifice something. Then after SAT, I came to eat better again. So it's all about like trying to find a balance.
So that means sometimes it might mean that, you know, I might not go to gym. I might not go out with friends.
And if you prefer, I don't know, if you're a gym preparator, if you're a trainer, go to the gym and not study. It's just a choice. But do things good.
But don't think that you're going to be able to do everything. It's not a movie. It's real life.
No. People are like, oh, you always eat healthy, or you always go to the gym, or you always like this. I stopped gym from January to March for the SAT, and I was feeling like shit because I hate not going to the gym. Then for the high school final test, I was eating like shit, but I was feeling also like shit because of it. But then I got my good result, and I was like, okay, it was okay. Now I started to eat healthy again. You should find some balance.
Exactly.
And it's also about being constant a lot. Like being constant is important because
Consistency.
yeah. If you go to the gym, for example, for 6 months and then you go to vacation for 2 months, it's okay. Your body will still be fit.
Yeah.
Because it's used to, and your body knows that you're going to go to gym again.
Exactly. Yeah. It's consistency. So now, what's your future plan now?
So now I'll go to study in Milan for 1 year at the Statale. The bachelor is EMA, which is economics and management in Italian, because they don't have this English thing. And then I will move to, I don't know if Cattolica or Bocconi at the second year. It depends on how many credits and exams I will take and the level of my exams.
Exactly.
Then I already know that I will study from not September, but October, November with the GMAT thing, prepare some masters, and I hope that I will move to, while I'm studying economics and management, into the fashion world, also dance world. I would like to take with me all the artistic part.
Nice. I think one thing I do want to mention here is I think we were not able to apply to Bocconi at the start because your result didn't come on time, and so that was really fucking stressful period for all of us. But now let's hope second year is there. But I think more than that, masters is always super important. As long as you are in a decent good university for your bachelor's and you do a good score and you get a good score in GMAT, masters is an option. So, and also now we are going to see again, I suppose in a couple of months or years, what's your plan if you actually follow through. Because when she goes to Bocconi, to Milan, vediamo cosa succede. So Milan is a big city, big change.
Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed because I was studying Italian the first year and I love English. I love talking in English. I would like to move my whole life not in Italy. Like the idea of studying economics in English from the second year is because not about studying English. I want to create my life not in Italy.
Nice.
I don't know if I'll have a family, if I'll have a good job, not in Italy, American, England, or everywhere, but not in Italy.
Yes, that's a strong statement.
Yeah, but I love Italy.
Yeah. No one's saying that we don't. But then you would like to move out for a bit.
Because I love the language. I love to talk.
Yeah, English. And then you'll see. After a couple of years, if you want, you can always come back. Fashion is there in Italy.
Yeah.
So not a big problem there. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I never asked you this question. Just like as a specific part, if I say, how was your experience at Lead? The whole everything about the people, about the methodology, and everything. Sarah.
Okay, so it would be better if there was an Abhi. No, but we know that I love Abhi. So also people were jealous about you. I was like, oh, you always talk with Abhi. Stop it. So. The experience at Lead was fantastic. Not from the first year because I was just studying. I was studying English. It helped me a lot. My English improved a lot. And this also helped me to know what to do in life, because since I started to study in English, I was like, fuck, I want to study English in English. All I want to do is English. So, and this helped me to also understand my approach to studies also. So I knew, for example, that I did not want to do Italian law, for example. And nothing also from the second year, since I knew you, my approach at Lead was fantastic. Also because it's a kind of family, Exactly. You know each other. You can talk about yourself. You can know also your teachers, Really, yeah. It's not just a superficial or mask where you're just a teacher. Also because Leads take a lot of parties, as you know. So
we drink a lot. We like to drink.
So it's the perfect example of the balance in studies and partying. That's what I would say about Lead. Partying and studying and partying.
This should be the tagline.
Yeah.
Learn how to study and party. Okay, I think. And it was really nice. I would like to underline again. I think you're one of very few people who I find who are found to be so mature at such a young age, and also someone who has pushed herself in front of me and proved me that you can do stuff. So I'm fucking sure that you're gonna do good. And Milan, I know that you have control over your emotions. I know you have control over your thoughts, because all of us have our negative things that you want to always do, but then you know how to stop it. You know how, not always, but then you know how to try to stop it.
Also, the important thing is, and I don't know, now Abhi described me as the one who goes to the gym, who eats healthy, who does a lot of things, who improve her mental health, etc. But Abhi also saw me at my lowest sometimes.
Yeah.
Knows a lot of stuff about myself that is not like everything flowers.
Yeah, exactly.
Rainbows. And that's why it's important to like go through all what you're going in your head.
Yeah.
Because if you go through it, if you understand, and also if you're not that fortunate, and if you go through a lot of things and pain, this will help you.
At the end of the day, every negative experience that you have is what makes you move forward and be someone great. Because as someone famous said, that you can't be someone really big if you don't have a bad life. So you need to face some shit, and that's just going to help you become a better, stronger person.
And also like go through all the stuff that you went through in your mind. Like you should be like, okay, I went through this, what taught me?
Yeah.
Because at the beginning we do not react like completely perfectly.
Exactly. The learning. Nice. Okay. So that's about it today, and just for today. The next time we are going to meet again. And
cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to lead.
Cheers to lead. Bye guys.
Bye guys.